don't shoot anyone you want. That's not the issue. That's not.
Well, here's another step up. This is my next question. Now, some of your favourite characters that you've created throughout your playthrough.
Well,
I'd like you to take, because you don't just create a random
Mr.
character,
Mr.
Gary Abdul Wang.
You know, Gary Abdul Wang.
Actually, that was a character I created.
Gary Abdul Wang.
He was a mixture of
qualities.
Caucasian,
Gary white,
Arabic,
Abdul,
and Asian Wang.
Gary Abdul Wang.
And he didn't know what he was doing in the wasteland. I think he pretty much did everything.
Yeah.
Hence,
well, he's very conflicted.
Exactly. So you choose a character, sometimes based
his
on
Asian
real life.
mother was raped by a white and an Arab man at the same time. Their sperm met.
They fused
and conceived.
And yeah, Gary Abdul Wang.
And
he took both their last names as a result.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when you're making a character, you base it on either a fictional character or a non-fictional character.
Well, I'll go through the ones I made.
And you play that style throughout the rest of the game.
you got because you can go one of two ways. You can either play as yourself and put yourself in the game, but that's what you do when you're 13 years old. You get a game and you put your name in it. I remember when I bought Zelda, I actually bought a second-hand copy of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And I remember the profile on it was already complete. I obviously deleted it, not even looking at it. Don't want to ruin the surprise of playing that gem. But I remember the kid's name in it. The file name was Alex's birthday. Was the name. So this kid had obviously got Zelda for his birthday and typed in the name Alex's birthday. So when people greeted Link in that game, they would have said, "Hey, Alex's birthday, coming." And that's just stupid. So he was obviously a young man and didn't know any better.
I think I always did Link.
I
knew the backstory of the character.
I didn't know the backstory. I was reading the instruction manual before I played, and I saw in the little photos it said Link. So I was like, okay, that's a good name. I don't want to put Joe. That's lame. So I put or Ray. So I put
who's Joe and Joe? It doesn't sound like a medieval character.
No, so I put Link.
But I was pretty immersed in games back then.
Oh yeah. But
anyway, some of your characters
were. My first character was Basil Zemplis, the Channel 7 newsreader here.
Was Basil Zemplis with it for Fallout 3?
Basil Zemplis was the first person I created, and he was Greek with his big nose. Second person I made was Lewis Skolnick.
Actually, Basil Zemplis, what were some of his abilities?
To be honest, Basil Zemplis I didn't quite do that well, but he... Oh, no, sorry. May I go back? The first one I created before Basil Zemplis was Matthew Perry.
Oh, that's right. That's really got... He was a big advocator of Fallout 3.
And he said how he was a huge fan of Fallout 3 and suffered from carpal tunnel. And I thought, okay, I'll create Matthew Perry.
Because he played the game so much, his hand cramped up. He had to have injections in his hand. And yeah, you took this to heart. So you created a Matthew Perry character.
Okay, Matthew Perry. And, he was very... you got to work to his strengths. Okay, Matthew Perry's an actor. He's relatively strong. He's fit and healthy. Matthew Perry, in his friends' years, suffered a skiing accident and became addicted to morphine. So in the game, I would often get addicted to drugs.
or something.
So my speechcraft was high in that game. Amongst other things. And when I leveled up, it was like, okay, I'd think about it, how it happens indispersely. Like 1 minute, it's like you walk a certain amount, and then it's like you level up, bang, and it comes. It's like okay.
Yeah.
And I'd think, all right, since my last level up, what did I do most of? If I picked a whole lot of locks going through some house, I'd go, all right, I picked about 10 locks, 10 points. I spoke to some people, 5 points. Shot a whole lot of people, small guns. And, you do it because why would you just...
Based on what you've been doing. Yeah, I got into doing that.
That's one thing I liked about Skyrim,
And they kind of, they follow that exactly.
Whereas Fallout 3, you could go around, shoot everyone, not speak to anyone, not pick any locks, but then be 100 all those skills and terrible at shooting people, It let you... Which I didn't hate because, again, it puts it in your hands. Skyrim took it out of your hands, which was good and bad.
Tell me some of the stories of your characters. So with Matthew Perry, you're one of your first characters. How did he end? Did you finish the game with Matthew Perry?
I actually screwed up with Matthew Perry. I was going into the hub of Rivet City.
I think I remember this. I think this is a really... You were quite distraught about this. Because you had a great time with Matthew Perry.
Yeah, Matthew Perry was a joy.
Well liked in the Wasteland from what I understand.
He was a good character. I've never really done that game. Oh no, actually that's not true.
You've played it a lot.
So I saved, and then I deleted the save for some reason. I was short on memory, and at this point I was downloading a lot of trailers. Xbox Live had just sort of stepped up its trailer downloadability. and I was going into the bow of Rivet City, and I was coming in and out of that door as I was underwater, and I choked to death and died, and there was no way that I could continue.
It automatically saved.
I automatically saved and straight away would die when I came out of the door, so Matthew Perry was forever lost.
Yeah. His story was never finished.
It's sad. As guessing I was about Rivet City, so I can't remember exactly what I had done to that point.
Who was the next character after that?
Then there was Basil Zemplis, who was not a character who I particularly enjoyed playing with, so I'll skip him.
I think you might have ended him.
I
think there's some characters you've played your father in the game.
Yeah, I went as my father as a while. I went as myself as a while. I played as then my next successful one was Lewis Skolnick from Revenge of the Nerds parts 1 through 4. And
and you had a great time.
I took him all the way through the end, did everything. He was great because again it was like how there's that nerd rage perk. I took that, and the mysterious stranger perk. I'd have Gilbert, who's like his best friend. Gilbert. And then I'd shout that out when he came. And some other characters I had, and then I thought, all right, I've done that good thing. All those characters you've heard me talk about, them were all good. And then I thought, all right, well, I've got to get some of the other achievements. Although, I like to play the game how I want.
What happened to? I thought you were going to play a female character and call her Ruby Rose.
I had the Ruby Rose character, and you know what I realized in that moment, Ozzy?
What?
I realized that girls in computer games don't mix, and they're an object in computer games, nothing else. I think
other people would dispute that.
I saw the trailer for Tomb Raider, and I was like, wow, this game looks really good. And then I thought, wait, hang on, it's a girl. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to get this game. And call me sexist all you wish, but, I'm sorry.
What is it, a boys' club, this whole game?
It's an absolute boys' club. And,
well, that's your opinion. You're a I don't know if I completely agree with you.
If women... I remember reading a review on Good Game where, the girl was upset that you couldn't go a girl character in Red Dead Redemption. So, she's got her gripe, I've got mine. Mine is just reversed.
Actually, that was another thing. Fallout was really praised for having the girl characters.
I think it's great that you have the option. It's just not the option for me. And I hope people can respect that.
I hope they can too.
And then other characters, and then I went evil.
Actually, I just remember, I went some characters.
2 evil characters, yeah.
I did 1 evil character. And what was his name? He was off Anaconda. If you've seen the film Anaconda, John Voight plays a character.
John Voight from Anaconda, which is very good. And his name was
Paul Cerrone. And
that's a lot of fun.
I had a great time being an evil guy with him. And I got him in his red shirt and his jeans, exactly what he wore in the film. It's a delicacy. He was eating all these kind of animals. He'd eat mole rats all the time.
Turning his back on people for money.
And I'd shoot random people in the back of the head. If there was a money transaction, I would go for the money.
And then when I went evil, like you Paul Cerrone, you obviously took, and I was upset about that. So I thought, okay, what's next? And then I thought the evil preacher Jim Jones, who killed all the people. And Jones took
you went Jim Jones. That was a great character.
Because I had passed the game, and there's an option where you can poison the reservoir and kill everyone. So I was like, okay, I'll play as Jim Jones.
If anyone knows anything about Jim Jones, he created a mass...
He created a
mass suicide.
Followers church.
Yeah, he created his own little town, and then he got everyone to drink out of
700 dead, something like that.
Drink out of a well which was poisoned, and he killed a lot of people. It's a tragic story, but Joe decided to base a character based on this guy.
And I had it perfect. I had the businessman suit and the glasses, which is exactly what he wore. And it just looked identical to him. It was really... And I had
crazy
the high
creature.
Hair. He had that... He had the pompadour is what it's called.
Yeah.
He had that. So it was pretty impressive. And then my other bad character was Ted Bundy.
You had Ted Bundy?
The massacre. Yeah, I had Ted Bundy too.
I didn't know you had Ted Bundy.
And I'd sort of come up to women and sort of be friendly to them, and then I would kill them and strip them bare.
I think I watched you play that game. And that was twisted. You had a little pipe wrench and you'd beat...
No, combat.
If anyone knows anything about Ted Bundy, it's almost too close to home. I think... Okay. See, this is the good thing about Fallout, is that you can do things like this.
You can do things like this.
This is how to maximise your enjoyment for the game.
Absolutely.
But I have to say, you mentioned that playing as yourself.
I
actually played it as Ozymandias 12.
I found it totally unfulfilling.
I know, I had a really good time with it. I think there's an effort to kind of live up to your character.
Right.
As much fun as it is, I think you can go.
No, I like to create a character
by yourself
for whatever reason. And the character I'm currently playing as is Special Agent Johnny Utah from Point Break.
What happened to Michael J. Fox?
Michael J. Fox was New Vegas.
Oh, was he?
And I must admit, New Vegas drew a big thing out of me when I killed Mr. House and read that letter. Sorry for the spoilers. And it just talked about how much of a glowing man this was. I was crushed.
Yeah?
There's Michael J. Fox in Fallout New Vegas, just trying to get by. I was wearing the Merc Charmer outfit, which is blue. It was kind of like what he wore, just without the red lifesaver. And, I was broken up when I did that. When I read that note, I was like, oh my God, what have I done? And honestly, I broke down.
Yeah, no, when games can do
broke
that.
Broke down, and I just couldn't even continue. I don't know what happened to my
I remember, yeah. You didn't finish it, but I remember I was enjoying...
I started up again as Casey Jones from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 and 3.
I just think he's got some of the greatest character choices. Yeah. But we've got to run this up.
Sorry.
So quickly, faults about the game. Show?
The glitches.
Glitches? Is it purely glitches?
And also, in Fallout 3... excuse me. In Fallout 3, the linear nature of the story. It's a little sort of, son, help me.
Yeah.
It's
I have to say, Liam Neeson.
Oh, fantastic.
He's one of the best voiceover artists throughout any game I've played.
Oh, he's unreal.
Sorry. It's funny when you're following him on one mission and you bump into him. He goes, hello, son.
I like it when you're walking back from Vault 80, whichever vault it is, the vault with Dr. Brom in it. You're walking back to Rivet City. And he's got a pistol for a little bit, but that's soon extinguished.
Mm.
And then all he's got is a police baton. And no matter what...
He's stepped down into the wasteland, one of the most savage places with giant red scorpions.
And he has experience of it.
He's got a little police baton. You'll be alright there, John. I'll be fine.
And you're walking, and no matter what, giant red scorpion, Yao Guai, bunch of raiders, it doesn't matter, he will feel so like, well, that's the way it has to be. And he will go and try
runs in all balls.
Like, what? Just hide! Follow me! Anyway, that bothers me.
I think, that's the way.
And then the other thing, I don't like those courier missions, or should I say escort missions in Fallout, where it's like, you've got to bring someone here or there. I don't mind them.
I don't mind them.
They're okay, I guess. But...
I think, largely, I think glitches is the only problem.
Yeah.
I think everyone can always say, I wish your character could do this, I wish this was better.
I think also...
But I think they're maximising
combat
potential.
Sometimes the combat's a little tilted. You need better arm-to-arm. Imagine if you had like an Assassin's Creed type arm-to-arm in that game. Yeah. Took away the guns a bit more. Like, the ammo's too readily available. The survival element of Fallout 3 is not heightened enough. Yeah. That's why I purposely...
I think a perfect merging of New Vegas and Fallout 3.
If you're playing at home, a perfect way to get Fallout 3 to be more of a survivalist game is once you run out of ammo and a gun, you drop it. Yeah. You only carry certain amounts of guns. You got because otherwise that's why you can carry too many guns. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I think cramp down on what you can carry.
And then ammo, I don't pick it off dead people. I only pick it off barrels, so it's harder to come by and buy it. So when you can only find.
I pick it off dead people.
Otherwise,
why not? If you're roaming through a wasteland, you get it when you can. I like the thing where you have to. The survivalist mode where, especially in New Vegas, the best part about it is that you'd be roaming the wasteland, you hadn't seen anyone for ages, you're running low on water, low on food, and your character's kind of withering, and you get to the point where you were actually drinking out of toilet bowls. I thought that was great. I think it was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, well, you just got to limit yourself. Like, just don't pick up every piece of ammo you find, And I drop guns all the time, even ones that I want, but if I don't have ammo for it, and there's no real, and I know I'm in an area, like when I did Mothership Zeta, that DLC, I had guns that I knew, there's not going to be this type of ammo here, so I left them. And also, Mothership Zeta, like, you got to play it real. I mean, when I came back from that mission, I left all that alien tech on the ship.
Yeah.
Because, what if it fell into the wrong hands? That's just, you can't bring it back to Earth. So you could come back, bring all those guns back, and dominate for the rest of the game. Never be in doubt of being killed. It's really game over, really. So, you got to lose.
Anyway, last question. Yeah. What should Fallout 4 be like?
Oh, shit.
What would you put into it? I think we've basically gone over it. I think
you want to amalgamate the two. You want to have a Fallout 3 look with a... we've also said...
So you want a map that you can go anywhere and you're not... you can't go this way.
You want
in New Vegas, which they did.
I want more discovery. Like when people say, oh, go to Megaton. I don't want a marker on the map saying, yep, just follow this and you'll make it. I want... you got to find a map. Or maybe you don't have a map. Or you got to talk to people. And maybe they don't tell you exactly. I want actually a game. I remember playing games in the 90s where you actually had a pen and paper next to you. And if you didn't write down what people had said or codes that you picked up or stuff, you were screwed. But I don't want to see just like Police Quest, if you've played that game, where it's like you have forgot to read the passenger their rights, you have failed, game over, back to the start. I don't want that. I want sort of, okay, you don't have the combination to the safe.
You forgot to press the B button.
You don't know the combination to the safe. Ask around. Maybe someone has it. Maybe someone doesn't. I want that sort of option.
Well, I think a hardcore option. It's got to be an option because I'm sure that people.
Yeah,
they do want the.
Yeah, all right, I'll let it be an option,
but like, if it's got to be like New Vegas hardcore option, it's got to be there.
Just forget.
Basically, I think they're not going to do it until the next generation bunch of consoles come out.
They're big games.
You've got Skyrim,
I'd also like to see an improvement in movement dynamics, like more of a Grand Theft Auto feel.
Yeah.
Character models are okay. They don't really look human that much. Like GTA's look better.
Yeah, definitely.
But obviously that comes with rendering such a huge map. So
yeah, I think that's the best thing about Flight is that it's so big. What about things like vehicles? Would you put them in? What about things?
Travel aspect.
What about things like marriage and building? There's a good thing like in Skyrim where you can buy your own house and you can put books on the shelf.
That's good.
I think that's a really cool feature.
Yeah, that was cool, and I think you get.
But I don't think they went far enough with that game. But we'll talk about Skyrim
Fallout.
another time.
You know what the problem with Skyrim was? And I hate to digress from Fallout, but the reason why Skyrim I thought had a few problems was they started production on that game when they finished Fallout 3, right? So years ago, 2008-9.
Yeah.
And New Vegas came out in 2010, and they were like, "Oh shit, we'd love to add some stuff from that game into this," but it's just too. It's just too late. They couldn't. I wish they'd started making it now, and it came out 2 years from now because it'd be such a better game. But yeah, I just think they didn't quite nail that game as they should have.
Skyrim.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're really looking forward to Fallout 4 whenever it comes.
And Skyrim's a good game. I don't want to sound like a rubbish.
I think we'll do another conversation about Skyrim.
It just didn't do it for me. Too much. Maybe you just had too much hype.
I mean, Ray.
Too much hype.
Too much hype.
It was, you saw the trailers and everything. 11.
Well, I couldn't help but be excited about it. And they did well.
It's a good game.
It is a good game.
But not as good as Fallout 3.
So, Fallout 3. That is a Fallout discussion.
Yep.
It's going to have to be heavily edited, I think, because we've gone for almost half an hour.
We have?
Mm.
Oh, darn, sorry.
But yeah, so Ray _ Melling, you'll be able to find him on the Xbox
No, I'm just Ray Melling. Ray Space Melling. No
Space Melling? I thought there was an underscore there.
Capital R, A-Y, space, capital M, E, double L-I-N-G.
Okay. I'm Ozymandias12, and yeah, that's been a Fallout discussion. Yeah.
Ray Melling, it's been a pleasure.
See ya.